Hi everyone, my name is Kristin Hayes and I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator, and today I'm going to show you how I made this more masculine looking birthday card. Been on a kick with that lately. I'm not sure why, but we can always use a few more masculine cards, but this is very easily changed up to any colors that you would want to use. So to start off, we're going to start with a piece of mint macaron, and it's cut at 8.5 by 5.5, and I scored it at 4 1/4. Then we are going to have a layering piece of Night of Navy, and that's cut at 4.5 by 3 1/4. And then the first piece we're going to be working with is a piece of Whisper White, and this is cut at 4 3/8 by 3 1/8. And we're going to start with this piece. We're going to use some sets from the annual catalog today. I know sometimes when the mini catalogs come out, I get very excited and I use all of the stamp sets out of there, and I forget about the ones I have from the annual catalog, and they're just as great. So the Sweetly Swirled is what we're going to be working with today, and we're going to be working with the swirly type pieces. And these are great to add any type of layering on a card that you might want. So we're going to start with mint macaron, and we're going to start with the biggest swirl. And we're just going to ink it up and then just randomly place the circles right on your cardstock. You can overlap, you can do them separately, however you want the card to look. Let's see, I think that's probably pretty good with this one. Maybe just a little more. Right here, we'll come in with one like that too. All right, so then I'm going to take the smaller circle, swirl, and use some Night of Navy, and we're just going to go randomly place this on as well. You can go over the same places you've been, pick up a new area, however you want it to look. I think just a couple more here. I'm going to pick it up just so you can see the rest of the circles, just to make sure I'm not missing any spots, and I think that looks pretty good. All right, so we're going to just adhere this piece onto the Night of Navy. Have ink on my fingers as usual. All right. Just center that in. And then this can even be placed directly on our base. All right. Okay, so then we're going to come in with this happy birthday. Whoops, let me show you again. This happy birthday and this sentiment here. And this is out of the perennial birthday stamp set, and again in the annual catalog. And it looks a lot like a feminine set, but you can use the sentiments on obviously whatever card you like. So I have a piece of Night of Navy, and this is cut at 4 1/4 by 1 1/8. And then a piece of Whisper White, and this is cut at 4 1/8 by 1 inch. We'll use that piece in a minute. So we're going to start with the happy birthday, and we're going to do this in Night of Navy again. And I'm going to come all the way to the left on this one. Just line that up. There we go. And then I'm going to adhere it to the Night of Navy. Line this up. There we go. And then we're going to add a little bit of detailing. Let me just close the Night of Navy. We're done with that. A little bit of detailing with the Nature's Twine, I believe it's called. And this is in the annual catalog. And we're just going to wrap it around the end and hold it with some glue dots. So I'm going to start on the back. I'm just going to, oops. There we go. Take a glue dot and just press it down. And then I'm going to take the twine and press it right into the glue dot to give it a good hold. And then I'm just going to wrap it around 3 times. And I like to crisscross them, but you can do it straight if you wanted to, however you want. And then we're going to come in and trim this off. And just hold it with your finger while you trim it so you don't lose what you just worked on. And we're going to adhere this with another glue dot. So let's see if I can hold this and get the glue dot out. Whoops, gonna stick. There we go. All right, so I'm just gonna make sure it's pulled pretty tight so we're not gonna lose it at all. And then just press the end into there. And then you can fuss with this to get it to look how you want it. But I like that, so I'm gonna leave it. All right, and then we just have one last piece, one last sentiment. And let me just find, this is the base piece in the mint macaron, and this is cut at 2 3/8 by 1 inch. And then this little piece of whisper white, and this is cut at 2 1/4 by 7/8 of an inch. And we're just gonna come in with the sentiment. Let's see if I can get it lined up well. Pretty good. All right, so let's close this up. And we will adhere this to our get fuzzies all over the place onto the mint macaron. All right, and then we'll finish putting the card together. So this piece we're going to pop up on dimensionals, and I'm going to put them more towards the middle here because it's going to start over at the left side, and I don't want it to come off here and be uneven. So I'm just going to pop these up like this, and 2 should hold it just fine. So I'm going to start, like I said, over at the left and just come across. And then with this little one, I'll put on some glue dots here too. Alrighty, then we're just gonna start at the right and come across that way. And then we're all set. So here's the card we made. Here's the original. I hope you enjoyed watching. If you're not already working with the Stampin' Up! Demonstrator, I'd love a chance to work with you. And all of my links will be listed down below. Thanks so much for watching.